All right, Leo, so you pulled one of my favorite cards from Lay Vampire here. You pulled transmission, spreading of conditions, influence, and impact. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled renewal. Now, with transmission, the blessing here says you will have someone to travel with on the journey you are undertaking. There will be friendship, laughter, and the sharing of the experience. And then working with this card talks about surrounding yourself with the people and ideas that you wish to be influenced by. Create an amazing support network. But what gets me here is how this is happening because of renewal. Now, the inspiration here says what appears to be an end may not be one after all. This may turn into a remarkable opportunity. Trust that whatever is coming is better than what you have known to this point. The personal question says, am I positive in the face of change or defeated? Am I ready to step into the new me? The key ideas are sourcing from a more beneficial place, feeling in the dark, change in circumstances, and unexpected blessings. And I think the unexpected blessing for some of you is that, if you're going through an ending, it looks like you have somebody who is wanting to experience something new with you. All right, Leo, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Jeez. What is happening? The Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is talking about the hollow victory, right? And what I hate about this one, I like it that it shows this, but, I hate it. It is talking about the betrayal here. It's a little bit different than the Three of Swords because you can see the Two of Swords stabbing her in the back and the other one's walking away with the Three. Like, all right, I got what I wanted from you, now I'm out. So no, right? Bullshit conflict. It's no good. There's no truth here, right? But this card does depict the betrayal, which bothers me. Now, in the past, Temperance. Needing to have some balance is what I feel like here. Temperance is about the balance between your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, right? And having that nice balance and that nice even flow. But it's also talking about you having patience, right? Especially if you're dealing with, a whole lot of bullshit conflict. And in the present, the Six of Cups. Now, with the Six of Cups, and the depictions with this deck is what I like the most here. This woman is walking away from thoughts of the past, the childhood thoughts of the past. Taking the happy memories with her and moving forward. But for me, immediately, the Six of Cups is saying that for some of you, you're trying to retrieve that balance from the past with Temperance. Especially with what's happening here with the Five of Swords. Future conditions. Wow, the Hierophant. What's up? So you got Sag and you got Taurus going on here. Now, with the Hierophant, this to me is, it feels like needing some stability. The Hierophant is about doing things in the traditional way. There is a set way of doing things. It's also about getting a higher understanding. And with him being connected with the fives, I've always said that the Hierophant represents that spiritual understanding of why we go through the shitty stuff that we do. Because you're looking at changes happening here. With renewal, again, right, that ending but unexpected blessings that are coming out of this. But with the Hierophant, getting a better understanding of your situation, and not only that, but, getting a little bit more grounded. It feels a little rigid, though, at the same time. Because the Hierophant is about conforming, right? And specifically, it has to do with faith. Now, what I love about this card is it shows all the different faiths. It's not just the pontiff or the pope, but for some of you, it's needing to get back to, a spot where you feel maybe a little bit more grounded and have a little bit more faith. Especially with that Five of Swords being there. Your best path to follow, the Queen of Pentacles. Now, when I see this as the best path to follow, first of all, when you're looking at transmission, and I've always said this, when it comes to earth signs, they give the most practical advice. You know, this is definitely somebody that you want to have on your side here, especially if you're experiencing some hard things. But when I'm looking at this as the best path to follow, this is telling you to think and act practically about the situation here with the Five of Swords. And here's the thing, you know, if there is like, you know, this betrayal and this like conflict, when the Nine of Pentacles fell out and now I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, you know, yes, you're going to be okay without the outside influence. Like, you don't need that. You don't need to have that. You're okay without it. You know, but I think that you've had a lot of patience with this situation. And I think right now it's getting a little bit tough, and it's like you're pulling on that patience from the past. But with the Hierophant here, you know, it's like needing to get a little bit more grounded, you know, and I'm seeing it, right? Like, you're okay. You are okay on your own. And maybe the unexpected blessing here is that you're going to have somebody that is like on your side, you know, and this could be anything. It could be with a job. It could be with a relationship. We'll just have to see what unfolds here. But I feel like with whatever you're dealing with or whoever you are dealing with, you don't need to have that kind of conflict in your life. You are okay. You know, like, I almost feel like you're going out of your way to be patient with somebody, even though this shit keeps happening. That, or you may be dealing with a situation where somebody is trying to hold you down. You know, because I kind of feel like that with the Five of Swords and the Hierophant, right? Conforming, just conform. And it's like, no, you know. In your environment, the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, for some of you, this will have to do with work. But, you know, when you're talking about working with another person, I think that you have extreme patience with the situation, with this person, with what's going on here. And it's like you're pulling on that. You're wanting that to come back from the past. Like, yeah, I want to be able to still be patient with this nonsense going on. And I'm still willing to work with them here because, you know, the two people here are working together, right? They may not be facing each other, but they're trying to work here toward a common goal. You know, and then again, for some of you, it just may be you dealing with shitty people at work. I can't even talk right looking at this. You know, the communication's all fucked up. And I've always said that with the Five of Swords, there's no truth there. There's no truth. It's all ego. That's all it's about. You know. Oh, shit. Okay. So, your hopes and your fears. Death. Now, I kind of feel like for some of you, you're hoping for this situation to just end. But I feel like you're wanting it to end like in a peaceful way, right? Now, for some of you, it's you hoping to be able to go through a major ending. Again, renewal, right? A major ending here. And like just kind of go into, you know, the new phase of your life and like not cling on to what should be over with. You know, with death, the stone says life is not taken, only changed. You know, you're moving from one major phase of your life into the next here. Something that needs to be over with is going to end. It's happening. I've always said with death, you don't have a choice here. It has to end. And I think for some of you, you know it has to end. And I think you're almost hoping for it. Like the finality in a situation here. That way, you know, you can go through the changes you need to and be that phoenix rising from the ashes. But my goodness, Leo, what the hell? I can feel the frustration and I can feel, you know, this kind of anger because I feel like, you know, again, like you've had this extreme patience with this person. You're still willing right now to work with them. But I think that, you know, you may be dealing with a situation where somebody is trying to force you to conform and it's just not working here, like fighting a losing battle with the Five of Swords, and you're just wanting it to be over with. Oh, and then the outcome, you know what? I like that for you. I do. I like that for you when you're talking about you getting a little bit more grounded here, but be careful about how angry you get about the situation. But with the King of Wands, in terms of Leo, and, really like the lion, right? And getting back to who you are. Look at that smart ass fucking grin on that lion. More confidence in yourself. More confidence in yourself. Right? You have the ability to create your own stable foundation. You certainly don't need anybody to help you do that. And that's kind of what I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. But I do like you coming out as the King of Wands. I feel like, you get a little bit more confident in yourself and your abilities, and you get away from this. But my warning here is be careful about how angry you get about the situation. I feel two different ways about that Hierophant, but I do like where you're coming out at. But I do think that some of you are hoping for this to end. It needs to be over with. Now, with renewal and transmission, I do think that the blessing here is that, you may have somebody unexpected coming through that wants to experience life with you out of, what may be a really difficult situation here with the Five of Swords, especially if you're dealing with somebody. Oh, Leo, all right. First of all, resistance. Stop doing that to yourself. Don't do that. That's bad, right? What you resist persists. If you're hoping for some things to be done and final here with the Death sitting there, you can't resist that kind of change. And risk, right? Needing to take a risk here, a risk as far as, being done with this situation. Because death and renewal, right? It's major endings here. You may have to take a risk, but damn it, stop resisting stuff, and certainly don't resist the truth either. And maybe the truth is you're going to have to take a risk here and choose to take a different path than continuing to try to work on something that I feel like is a losing battle for some of you. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So let go of control issues and flirt. Be happy, right? Now, for those of you who are in a relationship here, this may be just dealing with like work, and it may be that you need to kind of let go of control here and just let things happen, and that's maybe where the resistance is coming from and where it feels like it's going to be a risk for you. But, when you let go of that and you just let things unfold naturally, the endings that need to happen are going to happen here. But where you come out at is good, because either way, to me, it feels like you're either dealing with another person that's coming through wanting to experience something with you, or this is you getting back to who you are, being adventurous, being fun-loving, being that warm-hearted person that you are. And not being controlled or being forced to conform into something that you're not. All right, Leo. So I don't like the Five of Swords as a signifier because I hate when this one shows up, because it bullshit arguments. It's bullshit. There's nonsense here. And I feel like there's anger. And I feel like there's anger on your side. And the reason why I say that is because of Temperance as the past coming through. You've been extremely patient in working with this situation and possibly with a person. And it could have to do with work, it could have to do with a relationship, and it could be with a family member. It just depends here. But I feel like you've been extremely patient with this situation. And, this may be arguments over things in the past, which is possible, that are resurfacing here. But then I do think that for some of you, you're trying to pull back on that patience here. Because it's like this is like persisting, and again, resistance, right? Now, with the Hierophant and then looking at the King of Wands, this to me, they're two opposing, but then at the same time, very helpful together. You getting a little bit more grounded, getting a little bit more faith back, and then, getting back to who you are. But then on the other hand, if you're dealing with somebody who is trying to make you conform into something that you're not, hell no, it ain't happening. Right? I think that you're hoping for this situation to end. Like, it needs to be over with now. It's over and it's done with now, right? Like, there's major changes happening there with death. And again, renewal, endings that are turning into, some beautiful new beginnings. What is coming to you is better than what you've known before. Now, for some of you, this may be a person coming through that actually wants to experience life with you, But I do feel like for a lot of you, that's you getting back to you, which is good. Now, with transmission, the unexpected blessing here is that you may be meeting somebody new here or somebody from the past coming through. It just depends here, but this is somebody that wants to experience life with you. They don't want to be set aside. Now, on the other hand, when it comes to working with a difficult person here, with the Nine of Pentacles falling out and then looking at the Queen of Pentacles, I think you're fine. I think that you have the ability to create a comfortable surrounding for yourself. And again, getting a little bit more grounded, right? And surrounding yourself with people who are the amazing support network. But, I do think that you're losing your patience with working with somebody and getting nowhere because it feels like it's a losing battle here. And you're wanting it to end. Like with the death showing up and the hopes and fears, yeah, it needs to be over with. Now, the truth, don't resist the truth, even though the truth is that you may have to take a risk here. And even if it feels like it's a risk, again, you have the ability to create your own foundation. You don't need anybody else to help you to do that. Right? That's the big part for me when I see the Nine of Pentacles, especially with the Queen being there as your best path to follow. But don't resist shit. Don't do that to yourself, right? What you resist is going to persist. And you don't want that because you're hoping for things to change on a big level here, right? Now, in terms of relationships, new love. For those of you who are single, this is really good. And again, it goes back to transmission. Somebody who actually wants to experience life with you. That's good. That's a good thing. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, let go of control issues and flirt. If you're dealing with something that's outside of the relationship, right, you need to just kind of let go of that and let that lighthearted energy be, the best part of the relationship rather than like needing to control everything that's going on because you're dealing with other things that are really stressful. Because I feel anger, like I feel angry about this. But I feel like you're getting back to you. I really do. I really feel like you're getting back to you. You're recreating yourself here, right? And it looks good. Right? And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Look at that lion. That lion's happy, damn it. Right? Getting back to who you are, being a little bit more adventurous, being that warm-hearted, loving person and caring person that you are, but also, receiving the attention you deserve as well.